There's a truck on a dealer lot right now, wearing a layer of dust thick enough to write your name in. Not a used truck. Brand new, $70,000 to $80,000, still has the paper plate, and it hasn't moved in months. Ford, GMC, Jeep, and Ram all have trucks doing exactly this. One of these four has a model that's racked up over 230 days on the lot. And when it comes to unsold inventory nationwide, 12 of the 23 worst cases in the entire industry trace back to just one of these four brands' parent company, more than anyone else in the business. Some of these trucks are already marked down as much as 30%, and they're still sitting there. That kind of stillness isn't just cosmetic. Batteries drain sitting idle, seals dry out, brake rotors can start to corrode, none of it showing up on the window sticker or a walk around the lot. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which of these four is worth walking onto the lot for right now, and which one to steer clear of. 4 cases, one turning it around, one whose priciest trucks can't move, one with 5 models stuck at once, one whose own dealers say they don't trust the company anymore. Let's start with the one that's actually improving. Number 4, Ford. A loaded F-150 Platinum will run you close to $80,000, and back in January, trucks at that price point were part of the reason Ford had an actual problem. Cox Automotive had the brand at 114 days of supply, one of the worst in the country, well above the industry average of 98. Harsh winter weather and the federal EV tax credit expiring both played a part. But there was a deeper reason too. Consumer Reports had just ranked the 2026 Power Boost the most reliable truck in its class, and in the same breath, owners were already reporting approximately $9,000 in transmission failures at high mileage on that same transmission, right around where Ford's own 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty runs out. Ford designed the 10-speed to meet EPA fuel economy standards, and that meant more complex parts. More parts that all have to work together perfectly means more places for something to go wrong. And it's exactly why plenty of longtime F-150 owners specifically go looking for an older, simpler truck instead of the newest one on the lot. A 2021 F-150 with the old 5.0-liter V8 before this transmission ever existed still averages around $34,000 used, less than half the price of a new Platinum, with none of the same story attached to it. When the truck being called most reliable still has stories like that attached to it, an $80,000 price tag stops looking like an investment and starts looking like a gamble. That gamble is exactly what kept pushing the number higher before it started coming back down. By February, 121 days, 10th highest in the industry. March brought it down to 107. April, 99. By May, 93 days, the fastest turnaround of any brand on this list. But keep that in perspective. 60 to 70 days is considered healthy for this industry. 93 is still closer to Ford's own January disaster than it is to normal. Ford's the closest of these four to recovering, and it's still not there. And by the time we get to the worst brand on this list, you'll see what not recovering at all actually looks like. If you already own a Ford and it's been solid for you, none of this changes that. But if you're the one standing in front of a truck that's been sitting since January, that's not bad luck for you. That's leverage. 5 months of sitting inventory is hard for any dealer to say no to. That's the mild story on this list. And the next brand doesn't have Ford's excuse. Number 3, GMC. Same parent company as Chevrolet, same platforms, often the same trucks with different badges. So, why is one running above the industry average every single month this year, while the other isn't? GM Authority's own dealer inventory analysis tracked GMC above the national average from February through June. 94, then 84, up to 90, down to 82, back up to 88. Chevrolet, over that same stretch, stayed at or below the national average the whole time. Unlike Ford's cleaner story, GMC's numbers go up, down, with no real trend either way, which means nobody, dealers included, can tell you whether this is getting better or if this is just what GMC looks like now. GMC just issued a real recall on the 2026 Sierra 1500 for a transmission control valve that could lock the rear wheels. If you're counting on the Sierra 1500 being the one truck in this lineup with nothing to worry about, That recall is exactly the kind of thing that sends buyers looking somewhere else. And even with substantial incentive stacks running close to 20% off on some trims right now, there are still more than 60,000 2026 Sierra 1500s sitting on dealer lots. But the 1500 isn't where the real weight is. That falls on two other places: the Sierra HD and GMC's electric trucks, the Hummer EV and Sierra EV. Now, here's why this matters, even if you'd never look twice at an electric truck. Dealers sitting on unsold HD inventory are under serious pressure, and that shows up in how hard they'll negotiate on the gas Sierra 1500 you actually walked in for. The HD story is simple math. A loaded Sierra HD Denali Ultimate runs past $100,000. Actually, over $103,000 once it is fully loaded, pricing out the contractors this truck was built for, especially with GMC's own powertrain warranty topping out at the same 5 years. 60,000 miles as Ford's. The EV story is more specific than it looks at first. Both the Hummer EV and Sierra EV were recalled for a wiring defect that could cause a total loss of drive power. But only the Sierra EV lost Apple CarPlay and Android Auto entirely, replaced by GM's own system, and owners have described it as a forced push toward a subscription. Here's what that frustration actually looks like. A third-party company built an entire hardware workaround just to bring the feature back, a plug-in device selling for around $199. GM has already cut the Sierra EV's price by $27,500, close to 30%, and it's still one of the slowest moving trucks in this entire lineup. The Hummer EV, for what it's worth, actually kept both CarPlay and Android Auto the whole time. GMC's problem is contained to a few trucks. The next one isn't. 5 completely different trucks stuck at the same time. Number 2, Jeep. The Grand Wagoneer is sitting at 215 days of supply. The longer Grand Wagoneer L, which starts pushing past $90,000 in its higher trims, is at 204. 2 genuinely expensive trucks, both not moving. But this is the one where it's not just the expensive ones. As of this month, 5 separate Jeep nameplates are sitting in the national top 16 slowest selling vehicles in the country, of any brand, according to CarEdge's own tracking. The 2-door Wrangler at 230 days, the Gladiator at 222, and the new Cherokee, a genuinely affordable truck starting under $37,000 at 199 days. Every one of these is roughly 3 times the healthy number we mentioned back with Ford. There's a trust angle underneath all 5 of these trucks. Independent reliability tracking has flagged Jeep's plug-in hybrid 4xe variants across the Wrangler, the Grand Cherokee, and the Grand Wagoneer as carrying more complaints than the brand's other models. Unlike Ford's transmission or GMC's recall, this one's about the hybrid system itself. Extra batteries, extra motors, extra software, bolted onto a platform built around a simple gas engine, added to hit stricter fuel economy targets. The standard gas Compass, by comparison, has fewer reported problems than any of them, which is exactly why plenty of Wrangler shoppers specifically go looking for the standard 3.6-liter V6 instead of the 4xe. A used gas Wrangler runs somewhere around $25,000 to $33,000. A new 4xe starts north of $57,000, less than half the price, and none of the plug-in hybrid complexity. It doesn't help that Jeep's own powertrain warranty on the gas engine is that same 5 years, 60,000 miles as Ford's and GMC's. The Gladiator's problem isn't just price. Owners have documented a genuine safety issue nicknamed the death wobble. Here is the one that actually stops me. It is a tie rod failure that can send the front end shaking violently at highway speed. And the Cherokee is a different story entirely from the other 4. It's a brand new nameplate, relaunched this year after being discontinued in 2023. So, dealers stocking ahead of a fresh launch looks a lot like oversupply even when it isn't rejection. Jeep's own response tells you the pressure is real, even if the fix so far is modest. They cut Wrangler prices this year too. A 4-door Sport S dropping about $1,350, roughly 3%, down to $42,495. And Jeep's clearing out the last of its 2026 Gladiators with up to 10% off right now, as much as $6,000 on some trims. If you already don't trust Stellantis, this just confirms it. If price is what's holding you back, this is real leverage. Stick around, because the last one on this list is the most damning story of the four. Number 1. Ram. A loaded Ram 1500 Limited or tungsten trim pushes well past $80,000, and that's exactly the price bracket where this brand's problem is hardest to explain away. Cox Automotive's own December report had Stellantis brands, Ram included, sitting at 130 days of supply or more. A study found 12 of the 23 of the most oversupplied models in the entire industry belonged to Stellantis, Ram's parent company. And in an actual, on-the-record dealer survey, Ram's own dealer network reported historically high distrust of the company they represent. Dealers saying that publicly, about the manufacturer whose trucks they sell. Ram's already discounting some of these trucks by up to 30%, and they're still sitting there. Here's the part that actually explains it. Ram killed the Hemi V8 for 2025, replaced it with the new Hurricane Turbo 6, and it went badly enough that the company's own research found 40% of its customers simply would not buy a Ram without the V8. It went badly enough that Ram's own CEO admitted it outright, in public. Dropping the Hemi was a mistake. The company owned it, and they fixed it. The Hemi came back for 2026, and it's working. 10,000 pre-orders in the first 24 hours. Ram backed that apology with something real, too. Every 2026 gas and diesel model, Hemi or Hurricane, now carries a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, best in the segment, while Ford, GMC, and Chevy are all still stuck at 5 years, 60,000 miles. That's exactly why the Hurricane still matters. It's still sitting right next to the Hemi on the order sheet, still working out problems. A documented defect in its thermostat, a plastic component driven by a wax pellet motor, can stick closed and stop coolant from reaching the radiator. When that happens, engine temperature spikes fast. One Bighorn owner's $65,000 truck failed exactly this way at 800 miles. Engine temperature climbing into the red-white smoke rolling out from the front of the engine, towed off the highway mid-trip. A specific service bulletin covers more than 5,000 units with this exact fault. And because the thermostat sits behind the turbochargers, the fix isn't simple. Sometimes it's a 2-day job at the dealer. It's the same reason a lot of Ram shoppers go looking for a used, Hemi-powered truck from a few years back instead of a brand new one. A simple, naturally aspirated V8 with a real reputation for running past 300,000 miles, versus 2 turbochargers and a cooling system still working out its problems. A used 2023 Bighorn, the same trim as the truck that overheated at 800 miles, averages around $33,000 with the Hemi still in it. Less than half the price of the new one, with a decade of proof behind the engine instead of a service bulletin. If you already own a Hurricane-equipped truck, confirm the warranty is registered and know the symptom to watch for. If you're shopping for one right now, that same information is your leverage. A truck this well documented gives you genuine room to negotiate, especially if you're choosing the Hemi anyway. 4 brands, 4 real reasons these trucks haven't sold. Now you know why. If this video found you before you walked onto one of these lots, that is exactly what this channel is here for. Subscribe.